My beloved child. There is a moment that arrives so quietly that many people almost miss it, yet it changes everything forever. This is that kind of moment. Right now, while you are listening, something is moving closer than you realize, and the distance between what you have waited for and what is about to unfold is becoming smaller with every passing second. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. For a long time, you may have wondered why certain doors stayed closed, why certain conversations never happened, why certain names remained only in memory, and why your heart kept holding on to something you could never fully explain. But what felt delayed was never forgotten. What seemed silent was never empty. There has been movement behind the scenes in ways you could not see, in hours when you thought nothing was changing, in days when you believed the story had paused. And now, the atmosphere around your life is shifting. A beautiful reunion is closer than you think, not because chance decided it, but because every hidden piece has been moving toward one extraordinary point of meeting. The wait that tested your patience, your emotions, and your faith was not meaningless. Every delay carried preparation. Every silence carried a purpose. Listen carefully, because this part matters more than you know. Someone has been thinking about you far more deeply than you imagine. In unexpected moments, your presence returns to their mind. A voice, a memory, a feeling, a small unfinished sentence, all of it keeps returning. Even when they tried to focus elsewhere, something kept pulling their thoughts back toward you. That is why today feels different. There are moments in life when everything appears ordinary outside, but inside the unseen world of decisions, hearts begin changing direction. This is one of those moments. A heart that once stayed uncertain is becoming clear. A path that looked impossible is becoming visible. Don't skip, because the next part may explain why recent emotions have felt stronger than usual. Have you noticed how certain memories have suddenly returned without warning? How something small reminded you of someone, or how a feeling arrived for no clear reason? That was not random. Sometimes before an important reunion, the heart begins sensing what the eyes have not yet seen. What is coming does not announce itself loudly at first. It begins softly. A thought. A sign. A sudden pull to remember. A feeling that something unfinished is about to continue. And this is where many people lose patience, right before the moment changes. But you are not here by accident. You are hearing this now because your season is not standing still anymore. The long pause is ending. The waiting chapter is reaching a point where movement can no longer be hidden. Something huge is waiting for you. The person, the connection, the conversation, the meeting, whatever form this reunion takes, it carries emotion that words cannot fully measure. It is not simply about seeing someone again. It is about understanding why time separated certain things before allowing them to return with deeper meaning. Sometimes distance teaches value. Sometimes silence reveals what words never could. Sometimes absence creates clarity that presence once could not provide. And that clarity is growing now. There are people who thought certain bonds would disappear forever, yet suddenly life surprised them with a return they never expected. Not because they forced it, but because the right moment finally arrived. That same kind of unexpected turning point is near. Stay till the end, because there is something important you must hear. Not every reunion looks exactly how you imagined it, but some arrive more beautifully than you ever planned. What returns after waiting often carries greater understanding, greater softness, greater honesty. The reason the wait felt so long is because some hearts need time to recognize what truly matters. Some journeys must circle through confusion before arriving at certainty. And right now, certainty is becoming stronger somewhere connected to your story. Even if everything around you looks normal today, do not underestimate what one day can suddenly bring. One message can change the direction of an entire week. One conversation can reopen what looked finished. One unexpected appearance can answer questions that remained silent for too long. This is why your heart has been restless lately. Because something is approaching. Because deep inside, part of you already feels that the chapter ahead will not look like the chapter behind you. Do not scroll away from this moment too quickly, because the people who leave too early often miss the exact sentence meant for them. The reunion coming toward you carries more than emotion. It carries revelation. It will explain why certain things had to happen first. Why certain people moved away. Why timing seemed difficult. Why understanding arrived slowly. And when that moment comes, you may realize that even in silence, something was always preparing itself. A beautiful reunion is closer than you think. Closer than yesterday. Closer than the doubt suggested. Closer than the fear allowed you to believe. And before it appears outwardly, there is one thing you must hold carefully: peace. Do not let impatience convince you nothing is happening. Do not let silence make you assume the story has ended. Because some of the strongest moments begin just before everything finally becomes visible. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. And what is moving now has already begun. And now, before you think this message has already revealed everything, listen even more carefully, because the next truth is where the story becomes impossible to ignore. There are reunions that happen after long waiting, and then there are reunions that arrive carrying answers no one expected. What is approaching you belongs to the second kind. It is not only about seeing what returns. It is about discovering why the separation itself was shaping something greater than you understood. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. There was a reason certain moments in your life felt unfinished. A reason certain names remained in your thoughts even when you tried to focus on other things. A reason your heart sometimes became quiet for no visible cause, as if listening for something still far away. That quiet feeling was never empty. Sometimes before an important turning point, life becomes unusually still, because hidden pieces are moving into place. While nothing seems obvious on the surface, decisions are forming, emotions are becoming clear, and paths that once looked disconnected begin moving toward one meeting point. That meeting point is closer now than before. Someone connected to your story has reached a stage where old thoughts no longer feel old. What once seemed distant now feels immediate to them. What once felt uncertain now feels impossible to ignore. The memory they carried lightly before has become heavier, clearer, stronger. And what makes this moment rare is that the feeling is no longer passing. It stays. It returns. It grows. That is why even ordinary hours around you may suddenly feel different. A strange pull. A deep reflection. A moment when your attention shifts for no reason. These small things often happen before life reveals a larger scene. Stay till the end, because this next part may explain why recent days have felt unusual. Sometimes the heart senses movement before the mind accepts it. You may think nothing is changing, yet inside you there is a quiet expectation you cannot explain. It is because certain reunions begin long before people physically meet. They begin when hearts start moving toward honesty. And honesty is rising now. Someone who once held back words is becoming unable to hide them forever. Someone who once delayed a step is beginning to feel that delay itself has become too heavy. They are revisiting moments, remembering details, hearing echoes of conversations that once seemed small but now feel important. One remembered sentence can reopen everything. One familiar thought can rebuild courage. One unexpected reminder can change a person's next decision. This is why today matters more than it looks. Because not every important day announces itself with noise. Some of the most life-changing days arrive quietly, wearing ordinary hours, until suddenly one moment stands out and everything feels different afterward. Don't skip. Something huge is waiting for you. There are reunions that happen by surprise, the kind that make people pause because they never thought the timing would arrive like this. A voice returns. A message appears. A path crosses unexpectedly. A conversation begins where silence once lived. And when that happens, many people look back and realize the signs were already present. The strange thoughts. The repeated memories. The sudden emotional pull. The quiet feeling that something unfinished was not truly over. That is why this title is not empty. The wait is over because movement has already started where you cannot yet fully see it. The beautiful part is not only that something returns, it is that what returns may carry more truth than before. More openness. More sincerity. More understanding. Because time changes perspective, and some people only understand value after distance teaches them clearly. What once seemed easy to postpone can suddenly feel impossible to lose. That realization creates powerful moments. And one of those moments may already be forming near your story. Stay till the end, because the next truth matters deeply. Not everyone around you can see what is about to happen, but that does not stop it from coming. Important things often grow quietly before becoming visible. Seeds do not announce themselves while growing underground, yet one day everyone sees the result. The same is true for certain emotional returns. What looks silent outside may already be very active underneath. A person can appear calm while carrying powerful thoughts. A day can look ordinary while preparing extraordinary change. A simple hour can become unforgettable because of one unexpected contact. And this is why patience has mattered so much. Because what comes too early often lacks depth, but what arrives after preparation carries meaning that stays longer. Something huge is waiting for you. Perhaps that is why your heart has refused to fully let go of certain expectations. Perhaps that is why something inside you kept saying the story was not finished. Not because you imagined it, but because unfinished chapters often leave signals before they reopen. And this reopening does not belong to noise, it belongs to significance. A beautiful reunion is not only closer than you think, it may arrive in a way that immediately explains why everything before it had to unfold slowly. When that moment comes, even silence from the past may suddenly make sense. Even delays may look different. Even unanswered questions may begin finding shape. So if today feels ordinary, do not assume nothing important is near. Many extraordinary moments begin on days that looked completely normal. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. And the closer it comes, the stronger the signs become. What you are about to hear now may be the exact reason your spirit has refused to settle lately, because some moments begin approaching long before they fully appear, and the heart often notices first. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. There is a powerful difference between something ending and something being held back until the right time. Many people mistake delay for disappearance, but some of the most meaningful reunions are delayed only because the story is being arranged with greater care than anyone can see. That is why certain emotions have returned unexpectedly. A memory appeared when you were not searching for it. A familiar feeling touched your thoughts without warning. A name, a place, a voice, or even a simple moment reminded you of something unfinished. That is not always coincidence. Sometimes life gives quiet signals before a major emotional turn. And the truth is this: while you have been wondering whether anything is changing, movement has already started in places hidden from your eyes. Someone connected to your story is no longer standing where they stood before. Their understanding has changed. Their silence has changed. Their inner conversation has changed. What they once ignored now returns with unusual strength. And when inner thoughts begin changing repeatedly, outer actions often follow. Stay till the end, because the next truth explains why the title matters more than ever. The wait is over not because everything suddenly appeared in one moment, but because the invisible distance has already started closing. Step by step, thought by thought, realization by realization, what once looked far is becoming near. This is how beautiful reunions often begin, not loudly, but deeply. A person suddenly pauses during an ordinary moment and realizes they cannot keep pretending certain feelings are small. A forgotten memory returns with surprising force. A sentence from the past suddenly feels alive again. A face once remembered lightly becomes impossible to ignore. That shift is powerful because it happens quietly before anyone speaks about it. And when quiet truth becomes strong enough, silence cannot hold forever. Don't skip. Something huge is waiting for you. There are rare moments when life begins aligning details so carefully that later you realize nothing happened randomly. One day looked ordinary. One evening felt normal. Yet hidden beneath that ordinary hour, something important had already begun. Perhaps that is why your own thoughts have felt different lately. Perhaps that is why certain expectations returned even when you tried not to build them. Because sometimes before reunion arrives, hope begins rising again without asking permission. It comes softly. It stays longer than usual. It refuses to leave. And this happens because part of you senses movement before proof arrives. What makes this chapter extraordinary is that the reunion ahead may not only reconnect what was distant, it may reveal how deeply certain feelings survive time itself. Some connections do not disappear simply because days pass. Some emotions do not lose meaning because silence lasted longer than expected. Some bonds remain quietly alive, waiting for clarity. And clarity is becoming impossible to delay now. Someone has reached a point where looking away no longer feels easy. Thoughts that once came and went now remain. Questions they ignored now demand answers. What once seemed safer to postpone now feels too meaningful to leave untouched. This is where stories begin turning. Because when truth becomes stronger than hesitation, movement begins. Stay till the end, because many people stop too early and miss the sentence meant exactly for them. What is coming may arrive in a way that feels almost unbelievable because it happens when least expected. An ordinary day. A simple hour. A moment with no announcement. And suddenly something changes. A word appears. A message comes. A meeting happens. A conversation begins. And afterward, nothing feels exactly the same. That is why patience mattered more than you realized. Because not every beautiful return can happen before understanding matures. Some things must wait until hearts become honest enough to carry them correctly. That honesty is growing now. And when honesty grows, distance begins losing power. Something huge is waiting for you. Not because life is repeating the past, but because what returns now may arrive with deeper meaning than before. More courage. More truth. More awareness. Because time has taught lessons neither side fully understood earlier. And lessons learned in silence often create stronger moments later. This is why your current chapter should not be underestimated. Even if today looks quiet, even if nothing dramatic has appeared yet, quiet days often stand directly beside unforgettable ones. The title is true for a reason. A beautiful reunion is closer than you think because unseen things are already moving toward visible form. Closer than your doubts suggest. Closer than yesterday allowed you to believe. Closer than silence made it appear. So if your heart feels watchful, if your thoughts feel unusually alert, if something inside keeps saying that change is near, do not dismiss it too quickly. Sometimes that inner pull appears because the story ahead has already begun opening. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. And the next moment may carry more meaning than you expect. Before this message reaches its final depth, there is one truth you need to hear with full attention. Some reunions arrive after silence so long that when the moment finally appears, it feels almost unreal. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. There are times when life seems to repeat ordinary days again and again, until suddenly one single moment carries the weight of everything that was delayed. What looked still for so long begins moving all at once, and people often realize later that the signs had been surrounding them quietly the whole time. That is where you are now, closer to visible change than you may understand. The reason this chapter feels different is because what has been hidden emotionally is becoming too strong to remain hidden much longer. A thought has become consistent. A memory has become powerful. A feeling once pushed aside has returned with unusual clarity. And when something returns repeatedly, it is often because it was never truly gone. Someone connected to your journey is revisiting what they once thought they had already placed behind them. But now the meaning feels different. What looked distant suddenly feels important again. What once seemed impossible to approach now feels necessary to understand. That inner shift matters. Because great reunions do not begin with words first, they begin with recognition. Recognition that something valuable still matters. Recognition that silence did not erase meaning. Recognition that some connections remain alive even after long pauses. And once recognition becomes strong enough, movement follows naturally. Stay till the end, because this next truth may explain why your own emotions have been changing recently. Sometimes when an important reunion is near, people begin sensing unusual calm mixed with deep anticipation. It is not loud excitement. It is quiet awareness, a feeling that something is approaching even without proof. That feeling appears because unseen changes often touch the heart before they touch visible life. You may notice ordinary things feeling unusually meaningful. A familiar song. A remembered phrase. A random moment of reflection. A sudden pause where your thoughts drift somewhere specific. These moments often arrive before a larger reveal. Don't skip. Something huge is waiting for you. What makes this reunion beautiful is not simply the meeting itself, it is the transformation that happened during the waiting. Time has changed perspective. Distance has created understanding. Silence has taught lessons that noise never could. Sometimes people only understand value when they imagine life continuing without what mattered. And that realization becomes impossible to ignore. There is someone who now understands more than before. Someone who sees certain memories differently now than they once did.